Would you look at that? The Aurora Borealis. It's beautiful. Hubba hubba.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Alone Together Pittsburgh. I am your host, Patrick Jordan. We are here streaming at you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Normally, I talk about a lot of stuff at the top of the show, but I'm at a loss. Dave, was the Aurora Borealis, was that tonight?
Unbelievable.
You saw?
There's some things you'll never forget.
Is it over?
It's burned into my heart.
Can you still see it outside? I couldn't see it before. That was it.
You missed it. It's over.
Well, I'm glad you caught it. Unbelievable.
Did that for you. I knew you were working, getting things ready for the show. I went out on a limb. I figured this was your one chance to see the
Why didn't you call me?
Well, you know.
You should have told me. That's amazing. That was amazing. I actually, like, my jaw dropped. Anyway, right. Thanks for capturing that for everybody at home too. That's
Christmas.
Great. That's I'll take that early Christmas present. I am Patrick Jordan. That is Dave Mansueto. He is the stargazing freak that runs this show. Anyway, thank you for joining us. This is episode.
We could drive to Erie, actually. We could jump in the car after the show and drive to Erie, PA, supposedly.
I thought it was later tonight. I missed my window. I guess I'm just going to have to go up and listen to a Neil Young song with Marlon Brando and Pocahontas. Anyway, enough about that. So, welcome to the show. This is episode 123, week 39, I think, of Alone Together Pittsburgh. We've been streaming at you live since the shelter-in-place order came down from the state, which is kind of a touchy subject now because there's another order that just came down from the state today. I understand the need to close some things down. I do not personally understand the need to wait until Thursday at 4 o'clock. To do that, to tell a lot of people who've been planning on having, a weekend of businesses, I'm especially talking about restaurants and bars, again, to just like, surprise, this is happening. So we'll get into that later. So I understand the need for a lockdown, not a lockdown, but for some restrictions. Today, there was 1,166 new cases reported in Allegheny County and 6 deaths. So that's over 40 deaths in the last 2 days and over, 2,000 new cases in the last 2 days. So there have been a lot of cases since we were here with you last on Friday. So one thing that I say every show, please wear a mask if you're going to go out. Don't be a jag. Put on a mask. Keep social distancing. Keep washing your hands. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you're going to go to businesses, make sure those businesses are taking the proper protocols. Make sure other people are wearing masks. Stay away from large groups. If you leave your house, put the mask on. It's not a big deal. Last Friday, we did reviews of masks. Everybody's got masks. It's a thing now. So find some masks. You can do a quick Google search on what mask you want. Best fits your needs. But we're going into this crazy season right now, and things are locked down. There's no more high school sports, elementary school sports for the next 3 weeks. They're trying to get us through this, the holidays, really. And I get that because we're about to start getting screwed with the numbers are going to start coming in from Thanksgiving and what happened there when everybody kind of got back together. So you know all this. You've seen the news. You don't need to hear me saying it. But you just did. So, hey, thanks for listening. We've got a great show for you tonight. I'm very excited. Later on tonight, we have my favorite segment, WHT K8 with Kate Romane. And before that comes up, we have Tressa Glover here to talk about a lot of things, but specifically her YINZ Are Good podcast, which is like the feel-good sauce that we all need to put on our, our noodles. are on a pasta. So anyway, we're going to talk about that later too, but we've got a lot to cover before we get there. Couple of things. One, ticking below me right there is our Venmo. It is at TogetherPGH. If you have the means to kick in a couple of bucks to donate to the people on the show, that'd be wonderful. All the money goes to the artists involved in the show directly on any given night. So please, at TogetherPGH, we're also on PayPal. If you need the direct link to PayPal, you can go to our website, togetherpgh.com. And speaking of togetherpgh.com, we have something that we call the Jagoff poll. Okay? The Engine House 25 Winery Jagoff poll. All right. So please go to, if you want to find out about the sponsor of this poll, you go to Engine House 25 Winery, eh25.com. Find out the fantastic selection of wines that they have going on there. They've got reds, they've got whites, they've got rosé. I put the reds up against any wine, anywhere, anytime, any place. It's fantastic. And if you tell them that you found out about them on Alone Together Pittsburgh, you get $5 off per bottle. They've got holiday labels. They've got the tequila labels. They've got these amazing little bottles. They look fantastic. They're amazing gifts. Also, those cookies there are made at Lola's Eatery that's attached to Engine House 25. Engine House 25 Winery also is home to the Roberto Clemente Museum. And if you go to that website, you can find out what's going on with their 21 days of gratitude, which is going on right there. And you can find out ways to win prizes and free merch from the Roberto Clemente Museum. So there's a lot going on over there. But they also have free delivery and contactless pickup. If you want to do curbside, they will have it for you. Put it in your trunk and you are on your way. Don't forget to tell them you found out about them on Alone Together Pittsburgh. Thank you to Engine House 25 Winery, eh25.com. Well, we started in March with a little thing called the Jagoff poll. Okay, and it's a term of endearment. It was all out of love. So it was 64 contenders that ended up turning into about 210 contenders to get through this bracket, to get to the finish line. We never thought we'd be going this long to get there, but here we are. There's 3 left, and there's 2 going to battle right now. And the winner of this one goes up against the cookie table starting next week, going probably into the new year. Dave, how was the vote going, and who was facing off? Tell them about these two.
Boom, 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 boom. Wow, this one is on fire. Michael Keaton versus Kurt Angle. Who'd have ever thunk it? The 2 people facing off could be such a stimulating thing for the COVID Pittsburgh peeps. They're so excited, they're knocking the doors down. They're voting like crazy. I'm going to vote right now. If you go to togetherbgh.com/vote and vote, it's going to be Michael Keaton for me. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell Kurt Angle. I don't want him coming at me. But look at that. With 80,
I don't see 65. We got nothing on the screen, Dave.
Oh, you're joking.
I'm serious. We're just seeing Kurt Angle. We haven't clicked through yet.
Oh, but that's. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll just trust me on this one. You trust me on this one, all right? I'm gonna tell you that Michael Keaton. You can check. I never lied to you, Pittsburgh. Michael Keaton's got 65% of the vote. He's kicking Kurt Angle's proverbial behind in the spandex shorts.
I would not.
In his shorts.
I would not count out Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, this has been a seesaw battle. I've never seen anything like this. This is going to go for a week, and I have no clue how the numbers are going to end up, but this is gearing up to be our highest vote total if we get the same votes every day. So Michael Keaton pulled out to like a 10-vote lead or something, and then the word got out about Kurt Angle. He's obviously our best vote getter in the whole bracket poll to begin with. So then Kurt Angle pulled ahead, and then all these people on Facebook started getting pissed off that Kurt Angle was ahead, and then they just started battling. Please, we don't have anything to do with the advertisements on this page. We get no money from it, folks.
This one's almost palatable. This one's okay.
Well, thank God the political season's over. And it's not just like those ridiculous ads for one of the candidates. But, okay, so that's it. So this is a seesaw battle, folks. Okay, so Kurt Angle, Pittsburgh proud, gold medalist with a broken frickin' neck. Went on to be the heavyweight champion of WWE and one of the best heels in the business for decades. Michael Keaton, well, shoot, you know who Michael Keaton is. One of the most Pittsburgh guys there is, definitely the most Pittsburgh guy in Hollywood. He might even be the most Pittsburgh guy in Pittsburgh. He's Mr. Pittsburgh. So get your votes together. The winner of this goes up against the formidable foe, the cookie table, for total supremacy. That's where we're at. Okay, so that's there now. But something else for you. We have something called the Little Jagoff.
Wear a mask.
I'm not afraid to be seen standing up to these guys.
The mask's not for you. It's to protect the people you care about.
Man, is Michael Keaton good. Man, is he good.
What a dick. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about something else we got going on here.
What
are you doing?
I slipped.
You slipped and went back in
I
time.
too much coffee before the show tonight, and I'm jittery as all get out.
The Aurora Borealis. The Aurora Borealis was too much. Do it.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever heard of this dog named Snacks? It's Snacks the dog. That's right, Chef Kate Romane. Top Chef Kate Romane. Her dog is Snacks, and he's the biggest critic. When Kate serves up the dog food, if Snacks doesn't like it, he turns up his nose. And Kate knows she's got to head back to the kitchen, fix up Snacks something real nice. Then Snacks likes to take naps. So this is on you, Pittsburgh. We want you to tell us, where has Snacks been napping? This is only for you watching the show right now. This is a very important vote. Forget about Kurt Angle. Forget about Michael Keaton. Those guys are losers. They are losers.
Wow.
They're overhyped losers. We're sick
Wrong.
of the crap. Snacks is here to kick all their butts. Where did Snacks nap? The guy's got to sleep somewhere. His name is Snacks the dog. God
There's 4 options on where did Snacks last nap. And those options for you to choose from are the couch, the backyard, Kate's bed, or the car. So get to voting right now. Let's see how it goes from the EH25.com Lil Jagoff poll happening right now in front of you. Already, it looks like no one's believing the backyard is a thing. It is close. We got 38, 25. All right.
Pete's saying we got a lot of viewers tonight, and we're guessing this is the Kurt Angle bump. So welcome, Kurt Angle viewers. And forget about that. You're going to want to hang out and check out, see where Snacks had his last nap. That's very important for you, particularly.
All right. The winner will be announced 1 week from tonight of the Kurt Angle versus Michael Keaton. But our mascot, Snacks, this is tonight only. So find out where it is, and we'll tell you about it. And Kate, Chef Kate, by the end of her segment, will let us all in on what is the actual truth. And the winner, who guesses this right, if you hit us in the comments section, we might even give you a shout out. I mean, maybe. I mean, I guarantee we'll give anyone that gives a comment in the comment section a shout out. So get to voting. Get on that right there. One more thing before we get to our first guest, who's waiting patiently right now. I want to give a shout out to the Square Cafe, right? Because I'm wearing some sweet Square Cafe merch right now. This is a hoodie. They just got this new merch in. This is fantastic. They have these in men's and women's and kids, all different sizes. Fantastic t-shirts. Also, if you are looking for the hot cocoa bombs, this is the craze, right? Everybody's selling out of hot cocoa bombs. Square Cafe still has some. They're selling them. They're selling like hot cocoa bombs. But you can still get in there, and you know what those things are, the hot cocoa bombs, where there's like the ball of chocolate with the stuff on it, and then you pour some hot, like I guess milk or whatever, cocoa on it, and boom, it explodes, and there's marshmallows and all kinds of holiday cheer for you. So get that Square Cafe East Liberty. Check them out, and check out some of this merch. It says Square Cafe on the back, too. This is pretty hot. This is the first time I've worn something other than a t-shirt on the show, so I'm excited about that, too. But moving along, Pete, Dave, do you have anything to add or that you might want to talk about before we get to our first guest?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer out there.
It's weird, and I'm also trying to do 4 things at once. So I'm like looking at multiple screens. I couldn't find you. Check out this drug.
2020, so difficult.
That's the drug rug from yesterday that was featured yesterday.
When you look that good, Pete, damn it.
It's true. I haven't taken it off.
Well, yeah, it's still in the same order it was in. That's a reversible drug rug that Pete is wearing. Oh, hey, Sherry Goldstein from Square Cafe. Yeah, definitely, folks. Get on that. Sherry's watching, so get on that. Those hot cocoa bombs, literally get in on that stuff, and the swag is amazing. So, okay, so since Pete is looking at 4 screens and probably sweating under that drug rug. I don't know. Is he wearing a shirt? Is he wearing pants under that drug rug? I don't want to know. But we're going to move forward here. I think it's time for our first guest. She's waited long enough and had to listen to us babble. So Boomer John here. Boomer John, you can do better than that, Dave. You can do better than Boomer John. So can you? Can you do better, Dave? Anyway, so our first guest, you know her. She's a fantastic actress, performer. That's how I met her. But she is so much more. And right now, currently, during the times of COVID, she started a podcast, which like will just make your heart well up and explode like at the end of the Grinch when it goes up 3 times the size. It is called YINZ Are Good. And without further ado, let's bring out Tressa Glover, and we're going to talk a little more about it.
Hello.
Hey, Tressa, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Things are great. How are things in? They're great. They're great and terrible. I mean, they're fucking atrocious. But you know, I'm healthy. Everybody's good right now in the general pop in my household,
Yeah.
and I get to see you, so that is good.
Thank you. It's good to see you too. Yeah, the same over here. You know, we're good. We're okay, and you know, okay, 2020 version. Right?
Yeah. So I hear you might be watching a lot of Law and Order and binge watching some things such as that. Is that true?
That would be correct.
Okay.
WeTV has a marathon several days during the week. And now we're into the final seasons. We're into the Jack McCoy is the DA now.
Wow. All right. So you're really into this. So I mean, how have you been coping during COVID here, right? Is it just like, are you binge watching stuff? Did you find yourself getting like super productive? Did you want to like find things to work on? Are you writing? I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah. So definitely binge watching was happening, especially in the very beginning, just finding shows, watching them. It was interesting creatively because speaking of the podcast, it took me a little bit to get going with it. And I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, shouldn't I be jumping on this? Shouldn't I feel like, it was almost a pressure to be creative. You know what I mean by that?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, there's like a pressure to it. But I have been, and I've been writing also. But it took a little bit of time, and yeah, so which was just a strange feeling. And I think a lot of it was the pressure, like, well, oh my gosh, if you have this time on your hands, then you should be able to do all these things and create all of this stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
I found that like there was no time. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had a relaxing time here. Like I've been stressed out, like work wise, whatever, going out exactly what you were talking about every day since March 10th or March 8th or whenever this thing like really dropped on everybody. Right. Like I found myself never having downtime, and everyone's working twice as hard and either not making anything or making far less. So it's like, and there's like the stress and there's the need to constantly be doing, you know, like you said. So yeah, that's real. There's things they're going to be analyzing and studying this shit forever when we come out on the other side of this.
Oh yeah. Agreed.
So, but before I start talking to you about the Midnight Run episode of this show that we had, where we talked about really nothing but a midnight run, this is what I'm talking about. You should have been on that episode. It's my fault for not and having you on as a guest. But before I do that, which we will, I want to talk a little bit about your podcast, YINZ Are Good, because I think like you not hurrying up and putting the first episode out was worth the wait.
Huh.
So, I mean, tell everybody a little bit about how you started doing the podcast and what it's really about.
Sure. So, the dark, stormy night. Now, I had the idea. It actually started coming to me right before the pandemic hit. This idea of wanting to share stories, something that was specific to Pittsburgh and getting people's stories out there. And then, of course, once March came, it took on a new life. And so basically the idea is we are just looking for Pittsburghers to share any story about a time when someone changed your life for the better. That's the basic idea of it. And it can be, changed your life, changed your day, that made you better. And then any variations of that, whatever that means to you. And that was the original idea, was let's put these stories out there. Let's share with each other all the good stuff to remind us and to celebrate all the good stuff and all the good people who are out there, who are making all the good stuff happen, and to lift each other up and just connect with each other, and it helps find you find those similarities that you have with another person that you maybe never would have known, right? But I firmly believe we're all more alike than we are different, and by sharing our stories and sharing these times of kindness, generosity, I think that just brings us closer together, which I was really thinking in these times we could all use. So
I think I agree with you. I mean, we're in the same church in different pews here. What we're doing, we actually, we look for the helpers. The Fred Rogers looking for helpers. We try to showcase them on here. It's the same kind of thing here. So I love that you're doing that, and you do it in this long form thing on your podcast, which is great because it's real. I mean, we do this show as a sense of community to let people know that they're not alone out there. That you're doing the same thing, but with a much more like a heartfelt angle. I mean, everybody that's listened to your podcast is like, oh my God, this is just what I needed. This just hit the spot. Yeah, especially locals. So that's fantastic. So what kind of you've had 9 episodes now. I mean, does anything stand out to you? Did any guests kind of stand out to you? Any stories?
So, well, one, I would say something that really stands out to me, maybe episode 4 or 5, I don't know. But what I was going out, I had this huge banner made, like, those things they have at seminars where they like roll into themselves and they're tall, the metal. I'll just keep gesturing. Maybe
that's good. I love it. It's very good. I'm getting it.
See what's happening? Collapsible. So
how do you do this? How do you do this on a podcast where it's just only audio? You know what I mean? You're a hand talker. So am I. I don't know how you.
Yeah. I know. If I should, I do feel like perhaps I should film. Like when I was recording the first episode, I knew nothing. I listened to podcasts. I knew nothing about creating one. I actually went into our bedroom closet. It was not that big because I thought, okay, sound-wise, like a sound was crawled in there recording it. Our dog was like in my face, like, what are we doing in here? And I had the lights out, I couldn't see it. It was hilarious. So that's even just another.
Isn't that how like Adele wrote her whole album?
I am a lot like Adele. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so you go in your closet for acoustics, just you and the pooch.
Yeah, and it didn't work because I'd written notes. It's the first episode, and because now I don't really necessarily have notes, but of course when you're starting it, I want to make sure I say, "Sir,
speaking of a pooch,
post-bath ritual, we have to lay all the towels out, and she rolls, exhausts herself, and this goes on. I mean, this video doesn't, but it goes on for minutes and from room to room. Like she'll run out, and then she has to go on our bed, and there have to be towels on that, and she's panting, and she's a mini Australian Shepherd. If you're wondering,
will she do that? Will she do that even if there's not a towel? Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, look at her, brazen. She's brazen, and I can only have so many towels in so many places.
Okay, my dog Cosmo, who passed away a couple years ago, would do the same thing. Would have to tear up the bed after a bath, even if you dried him off. He'd tear up the bed, the couch, everything. So maybe it's maybe it's a collie thing, a shepherd, a herding thing that comes with these dogs.
I think it is. And then at the end of this, he actually runs off, and she's running off into the bedroom for round 2. Eventually.
Awesome. Okay, so are you going to have a YINZ Are Good dedicated to pet owners?
Yes. So that's the thing, because I think it's stories about. I mean, it's all included. So I guess it's true. It doesn't have to be a someone who changed your life. It's how are your pets changing your life? Absolutely. And I wanted to get back though to that story that you asked because there she goes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There you go.
She's crazy. Because I had my banner and just going to different neighborhoods with the banner, like in little public areas, not just to try to get the word out, right? Like here's and just for people to see it and ask about it. And I was in this like outdoor area in Mount Lebanon, and this gentleman comes up to me and is asking, obviously, oh, what is this? And I explained it to him, and he said, wow, I would love to talk to you about my mom. And I said, oh my gosh, that's great. And he said, I'd love to share with you the eulogy that I just gave for her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And here, he now lives in the South, but he was back in Mount Lebanon. She had only passed away a few weeks before. And he was up here for all of those things.
Arrangements.
And he emailed me the eulogy, and he said, would you, if you could just read it. And so that was in one of our episodes. I think I called it A Mother's Love, like the way I named the episodes, I kind of, refer to perhaps some of the stories. But that was probably just obviously a moment that touched me the most, just having that. And it was beautifully written and so heartfelt, and he really wanted to share everything that his mother did for him. So that's obviously a very specific kind of story, right? Or
that's amazing.
Story, it can be anything.
What about something funny?
Funny.
Did anything come across that was like a funny thing?
Oh, there was one. Okay, so this was recent. So one of also, because we're on Facebook, we have a Facebook page. YINZ ARE GOOD Instagram. And so also what I will do is kind of riffing off of this idea. We'll put up things that are just like fill in the blank. So there's one that's, when I think of the holidays, memory that always makes me smile is blank. Because again, especially now, and we were talking about earlier, here we are, and probably, we're not going to get to see our loved ones like we normally do, and we haven't been able to. So let's share the good stuff with each other. Let's share the memories, and let's just keep each other going until we can all see each other again. And there's one, I hate to paraphrase it, but on Facebook, someone wrote one of her memories. She was in grade school, and she was playing a Christmas tree in the school pageant. And she slowly fell off the stage, and apparently as she was falling, her dad said, "Timber!" But she was okay, which is why we can laugh at it. She made sure to say she was okay, but that is how her mother tells the story, that that's actually what her dad said as it was happening, which was hilarious. And we do have, because also on the show, we do different segments, like we do a YINZer Spotlight, which features people or organizations who are doing good in the community. And we also have a little quiz show. I don't know what to call it, but it's called Name That Neighborhood. And basically, whomever has submitted stories, we always ask people to share what neighborhood they live in. And then we take those neighborhoods, and I come up with a bunch of facts. And then a guest has to say which neighborhood I'm talking about. Now, that guest has been my husband, Don DiGiulio. It started with him, and I thought, a couple episodes, but then as this all was going, I'm like, let's keep that rolling. So he's 9 episodes in now. So we have that, which is fun. Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, that's great. That's what I was getting at. I'm glad you talked about it, because I mean, the shows are more than just your basic kind of stories. There's different things that you have going on in it. So that's what really makes it great. And I mean, I love seeing what you're doing. I love seeing what everybody's kind of doing to get by with this thing. Whether it's people that are doing play readings online or doing things like that. But this is cool, and this is a lot of your personality comes through this, which is like you can't hide. You know what I mean? Which is great. So how can people get at you? What's the best way? Is it the Facebook page? Is it the Instagram page? If they have some stories they want to tell you about,
share them. And whatever it is, people ask, like, there's nothing, as I say, too big or too small. It's whatever you want to share. We have a toll-free number where you can leave a voicemail, and then we just play your voicemail on air. So that's
what's that toll-free number? Yeah.
Funny you should ask. It's 1-833-399-GOOD. See what I did there? As in YINZ ARE. Or you can send an email, and if you send an email, then I just read it, and that is yinzaregood@gmail.com.
And that you spell out the ARE, right?
Yes. I usually remember to say that. I did not. You spell it out.
That's okay. That's good. That's good. I like it. I used to have my phone was, I had 2 phone numbers that ended up, one was 802 slow, 412-802 slow was my phone number on Taylor Street. I knew you then.
Wow.
And then I think I had another one that was 36 Elvis.
No.
41236 Elvis. These numbers are all defunct right now, but it was 41236 Elvis. It just happened that way. It was a magical time in finding these things.
I wish you could take that number with you.
I wish I
know
still
what I
had that number. Yeah, I don't even have a landline now. So,
Yeah, I know. You know me.
but yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I didn't want to. May I mention a little tangent? You know me. I live in those. Don and I, that's my husband. For those, we're watching this last Thursday's episode, and we have been talking about snow tires versus chains on the tires.
Oh, get at.
Oh, like crying. We were laughing so hard at that entire. Like we can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, that was Dave's brilliance and full effect. I think. I mean, we came up with that. Dave just ran with that. That was Mansueto to a 10.
It was amazing. And also, I'm so sorry, but I'm just going to say, also, this was like a goldmine episode for me. Your Rocky. Okay.
Oh God, that was a throwaway.
Oh, but talking about Rocky 4, which best montage ever in film is the workout montage when he's in the cabin.
Okay, which one? Because there's two. There's two workout montages in that one. Okay.
After Adrian shows up, because that's when it really, right?
You know he's going to win because she showed up.
Yeah, he's like, okay, we can do this. But I do want to say one thing. There's another montage that, okay, after Adrian does the can't win, yucks.
The no easy way out?
Yes, right?
Okay.
The car. That flashback gets me every time because most of them are flashbacks of things we literally just watched, like 8 minutes ago from this movie. Like if it was all Mickey or like Apollo from Rocky 2 or whatever, but it's like, we're doing.
But they throw in not just that. You've got Apollo from Rocky 2, but then you have Apollo from Rocky 4 getting killed. Then there's his baby, and then it's just throwing up. It's like his whole life is happening as he's driving his Southpaw Ferrari with the monogram license plate, and his hair is just always perfect. But yeah, it's pretty good. Adrian always tells the truth. And then he gets in the car and just drives away. It's like it's magic. The man's magic. He just pulls on your heartstrings. That's how it is.
He does, and that's why that you can't win is just devastating.
All right. So to end with this, the man's a genius. But Rocky 4 is literally 1/3 montage.
Yes. If you
No, it's a music video. It's a 50-minute movie with 35 minutes of music videos. Like literally, it's the whole songs.
Yes.
They play a montage. The beginning of Rocky 4 is literally the last 8 minutes of Rocky 3. Okay, and the movie's still only 80 minutes long, right? So then you go into that. Then there's 3 training montages. Then there's the montage where the Burning Heart montage where he flies into Russia, and then and then there's the entire Living in America music video.
It is.
So
if you were like, what were the 1980s like?
that movie.
Montage. I mean, that use of music video montage in a movie. I mean, that's what the 80s movies did. That's it.
They jumped the shark like 6 times in that. I mean, you thought it was bad in Rocky 3, but let's get back to YINZ Are Good. We're gonna wrap things up here before we get to Chef Kate Romane with what Kate ate for tonight. But and just to say goodbye. So when's the next one coming out?
The next one is coming out this Monday, episode 10.
Oh, all right.
And I'm so excited because I have an interview with Jen Saffron of Spezzatura in Millville. Yeah, she's awesome. And some more great stories, thoughts, things we're pulling from, like I said, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want to put your, share your stories or your thoughts, just share them. That's all we're trying to do, just connect with each other. So
all right, Monday, thank you so much. And just to let everyone know at home, as far as stage kisses go in my life, Tressa was my first stage kiss with a woman. There was like several men before that, but Tressa was my first. And then she castrated me 30 seconds after. And that was in Big Love with the No Name Players. So all right. So to be continued. We're going to have you back at some point, Tressa. Thank you so much for coming on. If you want to stick around for the end, please do. If not, have a good night watching the end of Law and Order.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tressa.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Yeah, the YINZ Are Good podcast. A new one is coming out, but you've got time. If you're just finding out about it, you can go through. These are really great Pittsburgh and beyond stories. So I highly recommend picking this thing up just to let you know that you were not alone in this shit. So thank you, Tressa. And before we get to our next guest, two things. One, I want to talk about another one of our sponsors, Farm to Table Pittsburgh. All right. And if you had watched the show last night, if you didn't watch the show last night, I would definitely watch the Buy Fresh, Buy Local segment that was on last night, because the market at Emerald Valley is definitely worth your time. So, but if you can go, in the meantime, you can go to farmtotable.pa.com. You can find out. It is a wealth of information of buying fresh, buying local. In these times right now, why go to big box stores? Why go to big chains? You can get it straight from the farm. You know it's going to be fresh, local, and organic. So keep it real, keep it local at Farm to Table PA. So that's good. Now I have to ask you a little question here, folks. Have you voted on where snacks slept last? Dave, how's the voting going? Has it moved?
Pretty impressive. I think I got some footage. I believe I have some footage of the voting.
Okay, let's see that.
If I can get that footage ready. Hang on.
Red Sonja? That's genius. I just noticed that. Good, deep Stallone cut. Okay. What about audio? Is there audio?
You gotta listen really closely.
Okay. That's some good snacks footage. That's some good.
That was like a meditation. Don't pay $5 a month for that meditation app. We're just gonna play snacks.
That was a straight savasana right there. All right, so that's it. So how's the voting going, Dave? Before we bring out Kate, we've had her waiting.
Let's have a look-see here. I think it's on fire. It looks like the
it's still tied.
36. The couch, Kate's bed, still tied. The car trailing in third. Backyard is not the place for snacks, apparently, according to Pittsburgh.
All right, well, let's bring her out here. My favorite Thursday night segment, What Kate Ate, with Chef Kate Romane. Each week, Chef Kate Romane goes to different takeout spots and delivery spots in the city of Pittsburgh to try to check their taste, flavor, how well they deliver, how well they travel, and the safety value and deliciousness, and tells you, the viewing audience. So here she is, Kate Romane with What Kate Ate. What's up, Kate?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I see you eating something.
I'm eating pie.
You're eating pie. I wish I was eating pie.
It's really fucking good pie.
Where did you get that pie?
You know, it's funny you should ask me that. I think that's what I'm here to talk about. It's from Butter Joint, Pie for Breakfast Butter Joint. You know.
Real quick, before we get into this, apparently Amanda Blair Kieran says she just voted it shouldn't be tied. Maybe somebody else voted as well, Amanda. I don't know how this fangled thing works. But try voting again? I don't know. It's Facebook. Okay, so
I'm gonna give you a wait, won't go there yet.
I think you went there.
I did. I'm gonna give you a little. Can you see him?
I hear him and I see him. But this doesn't count for the answer, folks. This is where he is currently. It's where the last place he snapped before the show started. Not where he's currently napping. So keep voting. Or trying to. That's not okay. So how many places did you go to this week, Kate?
Okay, I only went to 2 places.
That's plenty.
Yeah. It's stay at home. Trying to stay at home, but I want to support a restaurant. So we got burgers and fries for the cheap date night that Pie for Breakfast does, which is now called Butter Joint all day, I think.
They confirmed they converged the 3 spots.
Yeah.
Right? Okay,
Wait.
so tell me about this. Okay, go on.
Oh no. It's great. It's great. I was pretty much a regular at that butter joint bar. It was my go-to, right?
One of the best burgers in the city, as far as I'm concerned.
Fuck yeah. So they are doing takeout burgers, I think Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights there. You can order them online through their website. Basket of fries. There's all kinds of pies you can order. But they've converted things so that what was pie for breakfast is now a market. So you kind of come in, there's clear direction on how to like move people in and out where you're not on each other. It doesn't feel like there's too many people in there. Everybody was wearing a mask. There's shields everywhere. There's lots of good beer to buy. I'm drinking one somewhere. Lots of good beers to buy. I bought some sauerkraut. That was so good. And tons of baked goods. And obviously some delicious pie.
I love that place. Okay, so it's one of the few takeout places that I've gone to. And when you say that it's like safe and whatever, it's a gauntlet that you walk in, right?
Yeah.
So there's dividers everywhere. You follow the arrows. They're the coolers where you can buy like your beer and whatever. You turn the corner, you come around, you've already ordered, right? So your order's waiting for you. If you pay with a card, they have the card reader for you. No one touches anything. And they have the sterilized pens and then a cup for the dirty pens. Everything is there. And what the pies are amazing. And they switched, right? So they switched to like a more smash burger kind of a burger to travel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's still good.
It's still good. It's not quite, it's in between that like thin California thing that everybody's doing where everybody's doing thin patties.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not quite as thick. So yeah, it does travel better. And, it's thoughtful. Obviously, Trevitt and that crew over there are so thoughtful about everything they make. So you wouldn't expect that they were always going to be thoughtful about the environment that they're going to bring you in for something like this.
And okay, what pie did you get? And did you only get one kind of pie?
So I got cherry pie.
So their pies are so good.
God, it's so good. Normally I would just be like, let me buy all the pie, but I want to go back. So I'm going to save the rest for another day.
I bought the cherry pie online, right?
Yeah.
But when I went in there, they had the vinegar pies.
Oh.
Okay? And they were the little individual, the tiny little pies.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, at that point, I was like, I'll get 2 of those, 3 of those, give me 2 of those pies. I just was like, give me all the pies, right? And I OD'd. Their vinegar pie is something special, right? It's not something, I haven't had anything like it anywhere else.
It's so much sugar. It's so delicious.
Is it a lot of sugar? Really? I thought it was vinegar. I thought it was just like straight vinegar. No, it's the sugar. There's sugar in that pie. Son of a bitch. I was wrong. Honey, there's sugar. There's sugar in that pie. She can't believe it either. Unbelievable. So pie for breakfast. Are they just straight up? I mean, it was what? Spoon, and then there was the butter joint, and then pie for breakfast. They were merging forces anyway, and then this happened.
Yeah, Legume. Yeah, the three of them.
Legume, that's what it was. I'm sorry.
Came together. And I think there are big plans to when things open back up that they can turn into something more cohesive. So I'm excited to see that happen.
In the meantime, I'm glad you went there. That is an awesome spot for takeout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really good. Okay.
And then other place I went was, I am trying to go through the people that are on our safe service Allegheny. So, got some soba. Also used to hide out at that bar a lot.
In the corner, man. That's
the corner. It was dark.
The best.
And got that. It was great.
What'd you have?
I had, those pork lettuce wraps.
Oh, yeah. Those are classic there.
Yeah. I just went for the old school stuff. I had the pork lettuce wraps. I had the chopped salad with all the fruit in it. It has like papaya and mango and jicama and like a bunch of crunchy businesses on there. And what else?
Amanda, I've made a pie. I was being sarcastic. I'm sorry. I've made a pie before. Worked in a goddamn bakery.
Well, that's right.
That's right. Kate was my manager, for Christ's sake. All right, but anyway, so go on. Soba.
And then I had the pork dumplings, which were
You got to have the pork dumplings. Look and you know what? Your photography's stepping up too.
Hey, thanks, babe.
That's awesome. Even the lighting's tight on that. That's amazing. So, so how did you feel? So it was just straight takeout at Soba?
Great takeout at Soba. They're doing a great job.
So you went in, picked it up. It was just right waiting for you at the front, and you're in and out.
Yeah. And Big Burrito, they've been, I don't know how they're gonna. I mean, I have literally I don't know how they'll make that math work with these new restrictions coming down. But
that's what I wanted to pivot and talk to you about that. But just to wrap up, soba.kitchen. That's Soba. Hey, honey.
Hi, Sam.
Hi there. She's called me. Aunt Romaine says hi. Hi, Papa. Dave says hi too. She said hi. All right. Hi, Dave. Hi, Aunt Romaine. She just got them both. You guys are both on there. So, hi, Sweetums. All right. That's right. She's saying hi to everybody now. Okay. All right. So we have it. If she keeps talking, we're going to have to put her on camera, honey. So let's keep it moving. So anyway, all right. So Soba, they're going to, the takeout's still rolling for now. Best way to go there. It's classic. And you've got the whole menu, right, at Soba that you can get on the to-go tip. Yeah, pretty much, right?
And they're doing some others. I think there was a Korean sandwich, a couple of different things that I hadn't seen before. Which is cool. I think people are adjusting their menus to what works better for takeout.
And
but now, yeah, I mean, Big Burrito obviously is a big anchor in the city. All of their restaurants are pretty large. They seat over 100 people. I'm gonna just guess here that each one of those restaurants seats over 100 people, and that's a really hard math equation when you're talking about these kinds of restrictions. And I'm not saying that they did not need to happen. They obviously needed to happen. Our COVID numbers are nuts, but it scares the shit out of me. This is gonna put more people out of work, and
we've been afraid of this the whole time, right? Of this point, right? Yeah. And we've been kind of whittled to the bone, and everybody's been working their asses off for 15 to 20% of what they used to be working their asses off for.
Yeah.
And just to try to get through this. And the fear was that we were going to kind of get left out, hanging out in the wind here, and then they were going to drop this. But people were spending a lot of money updating and upgrading their place for outside dining, or to fix it with the current restrictions, to have that. People were putting in new fucking HVAC systems. People were doing lots of things to get ready for this, in the hopes of just surviving long enough to get this thing through. I mean, what I can't get past is everyone knew this was coming. Rumors of this were coming. Drafts of this statement were leaked. Were getting passed around. I got random stuff from just people that I hadn't even talked to in months that were all whatever. And they knew this was going to drop Sunday. Monday, everyone was talking about this. Why wait till end of business on a Thursday? And it's like an extra FU. It's I understand. Look, closing the bars the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, great idea, right? Obviously, people still went out. But to do it on Tuesday night,
you
know what I mean?
Happening?
I don't know if you're just waiting to the last minute or waiting for the numbers to get really shitty, or something. When they're coming, everything's trending in that direction. I mean, I'm not one to speak on it. I don't own a restaurant. I'm not a chef. I'm not in that business, but all my friends are, and I see what everybody's going through, and to drop that on a Thursday at close of business. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't a restaurant have a chef already bought what's going on for the weekend? Aren't the orders already in from alcohol to food?
Yeah, money's spent, stuff's prepped. You can't get rid of. I mean, you're going to end up donating it or something. I mean, these are talented chefs. They'll figure out what to do with food, but your schedules are made. I mean, and it's also all people who work for tips make their money on the weekends. So they're planning on this, they're planning on their Friday night, their Saturday night, their Sunday brunch, and you just took it all away when you could have let everybody know on Monday, or even, a couple of weeks ago. It's not like no one anticipated this. When we started hitting 500 and 600 cases and things were elevating, you felt it coming, but you know, it's so disappointing right now. You know, we know that this industry is struggling. We know that so many people are unemployed from it, and that all of these benefits are going to run out at the end of the month, and nothing's being done. But just, you know, have some decency to just give everybody not like enough time so that we're not in another crisis. Sucks.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. And at the end game, you've got, you know, we do have to try to flatten this curve, which is flatten, drop it, smash it. I mean, we're busted out to be damned here right now. So I get that things have to happen. People were doing whatever they want. Christina French, why don't they have a GD committee or something, and they can at least advise on how bars and restaurants buy the fucking weekend? There you go. Yeah, like come on, like that's real. So
Yeah.
people. Oh, Pete. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I have a theory, and I don't know that it's right or wrong, because I think the way they're doing. Sorry, every time you do that, Kate, it's hilarious.
I feel like I'm a commercial. I'll hydrate it.
But my thought is, in they're probably not thinking about like it from the restaurateur's perspective, right? But my thinking. Sorry, Kate, I know you want to say something, but like, is it possible that they're trying to not give too much of a heads up? Because if you say, look, we're closing Friday night at midnight, that there might be a rush Thursday night or Wednesday night of people going out and partying. Like, I don't know. Like
You know, if they were going to close on Friday night, that's fine. If they want to cut off like the sales of the weekend, but let everybody know on Monday so they don't spend the money. You know, they don't spend the money on labor all week, prepping food, all of that stuff. I think that, you know, I would love to think that they're just being naive, but I know that there are enough people talking to both like local government and definitely like state government out there from the Pittsburgh or the restaurant associations that they know. Somebody knows that this is how it works. It just feels like, I know it's like they're afraid. Like we don't know, like everything is so volatile. The bad news right now in this political environment is a powder keg. We don't know how it's going to be. Like, I mean, just like somebody like, you know, like those election officials, like their houses are being invaded. Like people are fucking this right now.
Yeah.
You know,
People are like decorating Christmas trees with their kids, and people with guns are in their yard. Yeah, it's.
I understand it's hard news, but that's your job, dude. You want, I mean, if you're in a leadership position, it's your time to shine right now, and I don't feel like it's.
Somebody's got to lead, and it's a fertile ground, right?
Yeah.
We're waiting. There's a black hole. Everybody's ready to just fill that void. Like everyone's ready to follow a leader, and I hope the right one stands up and it's telling the truth. Does something. Like that's the one thing I just give me some truth is the one thing that where it is like, I mean, we're all adults here. You know what I mean? Everybody, I mean, even kids have grown up fast during this pandemic, unfortunately, and the effects of all that are what they are. But I just don't just the one thing that just gets me is just tell the truth. Like it's not like the elections are over. Okay. You got your job for at least a year, maybe 2, some of you, sometimes 4, some of you 6. Like, okay, so there's time now. Figure it out. Like, or just tell people, like, this is what I heard, and we're going to do this thing. It's coming on Saturday. Tough shit. I mean, maybe there, you know, like the long shot is that potentially like, oh, but somebody's going to sue us, and they're going to turn this over, and they're going to have 4 days to do it. Well, let them try. You know what I mean? You're running the state. You know what I mean? You're running the whatever I mean, there's no federal response, so that's fine. I mean, we're past that, but I focus on like Allegheny County and the state of Pennsylvania right now. So who knows what Allegheny County is going to come in? They could piggyback and have more different restrictions than the state's coming for. It's just the transmission rate was supposed to be at 5% for like a lockdown. We're at like 19.
I know.
You know what I mean?
know.
It's just like there's no rhyme or reason. I understand it's uncharted territory, but like, give me a fireside chat. Tell me what's going on. Give me the good and the bad. Just be honest. That's just
be honest. And you know, I mean, just speaking from, you know, from the point of like the industry I'm in, like we've been through some stuff. Like we're not like that sensitive. Like this industry is going to handle this, like whatever the news is, but you know, and And like going from what you said, like how's this county going to handle it? I mean, the press conference on Tuesday, Monday, everything is connected. So they, if they were to shut down the county, I think what Rich Fitzgerald and Deborah Bogan said were that, someone's just going to go to a different county. So
Yeah, I mean,
it has to be a collective statewide kind of.
But it felt like the county was waiting for the state and the state was waiting for the counties.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, you go first, we'll back you. Somebody needs to just put it out there. You know what I mean? Like let's just go. What could go wrong at this point? I mean, seriously, how could it be worse?
Right.
Like to not to put any restrictions, that would be bad. That would be worse. You know what I mean in the long run. But like at this point now, you still have. And the other thing that I've been hearing from a lot of people is a lot of people aren't going out. They're just doing takeout of like regular customers. And the people that are going out are not tipping and being real a-holes about masks. And like sexual harassment numbers are way up with waiters and waitresses. Like, I mean, there's a lot of like a lot of crazy entitlement and shit talk like is happening in addition to everything else. Plus, I mean, shocking. I know the minimum wage is kind of, dog shit in this state anyway for server or in general, but for servers as well. It's like $2.80 an hour, right?
That's how I feel right now. You're right. Yeah, no, I mean, that's I mean, how can you possibly expect someone to be in a risky environment if we're talking about that there's a like obvious provable contraction rate if you're sitting in a fucking table in a restaurant. There is a person that's standing with you taking your order that has to like police you and then beg you for gratitude tippage. Like that's a fucking impossible thing. Impossible.
I mean, I think I heard this at one point. I thought it was good. This was several months ago. They were like, you want a stimulus package? Okay, here are the places where you're contracting this the most, right? It was like restaurants, theaters, bars, you know what I mean? That kind of thing where people are on top of each other or sitting next to each other for a long period of time, right? So it was like, okay, there, take $150 billion or whatever that you got there, pay for everybody to shut down for a month. Yeah. Just pay the payrolls, pay them, not like a giant profit, not whatever. Keep everybody going, keep it rolling. And there's that. Then you'll flatten this curve and figure everything out. Kids can go to school, this can that. You can do all that, but don't leave them to die. And that's basically what's happening now.
Yeah. I mean, dragging their feet on this stimulus is just driving me crazy. It's literally driving.
Got shut down again today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And literally it's like $300 or like something at this point right now. It's like, before it was a check for $1,200, and I was like, "Hey, you can probably come up with something more creative with that money than just kind of like." And they're taxing it too, so that's gonna be fun. Like you're gonna get taxed on that. So I mean, like just some kind of I don't know if it's not even a stimulus. It's a bailout at this point because like we've already lost so many great places currently, from bars to restaurants to music venues. It's just counting. And yeah, there's a vaccine coming, but that shit's not going to be ready this month. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get that. I'm not going to get that. Pete's not going to get that vaccine. You know what I mean?
All the apprehension of people the people that should be taking the vaccine are apprehensive of taking the vaccine, and that's just going to delay things even more. And
so it's just going to take time. We're in this shit right now, and I don't know. They got to do something at this point because everybody is treading water except for like Jeff Bezos, who literally made $100 billion.
Right.
$100 billion more than he had before since this shit happened. And Facebook made the killing. Like they're like, I mean, just billions and billions of dollars, and then like everybody else. Everybody else, we're
just pushing people in that direction.
It's like the middle class is really now abject poverty.
Yeah,
that's where the middle class is. Anyway, this went dark. So, but I mean, I understand. I will go back to this. Everybody's in a tough situation. We get that, right? I'm sure the politicians are in a tough situation too, but they have a job. You know what I mean? They're going to get paid. Their their insurance is going to be paid. The larger politicians have houses paid for that come with their job. Like, you're making tough decisions. I get it. This is uncharted territory. I get it. But, I mean, just be honest. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, give everybody enough information too. I'm like, 3 weeks. Do you guys think it's going to be done by by January 4th?
No, they don't think it's going to be done by January 4th. I think they think that the hospitals are going to get overrun, which is a real thing. Okay.
Yeah.
There's not going to be beds for people. I mean, 34 people died yesterday. People are getting pushed out, and they're afraid that service isn't going to go to. There's still life happening. There's still people with cancer. There's still car accidents. There's still heart attacks. There's still, diabetes. There's still all kinds of different things. High blood pressure. There's all kinds of stuff that the world didn't stop because of COVID. Just the flu numbers went down because everyone's wearing a mask, or not everyone's wearing a mask, but like no one's going out as much, right? So I get all that, but like I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I mean they're kicking people out of hospitals. Basically, I've heard of a couple stories where either people who weren't quite ready to leave are being kicked out and discharged or whatever, and then other people are basically getting taken off ventilators and like with really not a lot of options. It's tough,
and it's people with other problems outside of COVID are getting shut. So we can keep going. I mean, we're not as bad as like South Bend right now, but we're on that track. You know what I mean? To have movable morgues in the parking lot, kind of a thing, because the morgues are full in these hospitals. Like, this shit's real. Everybody sees it. They're on the news. No one's denying it. But I mean, when I say no one's denying it, I mean everyone's I'm living in a state of denial too. Everyone's living in a state of denial. I feel like we're going to look back on this when we come out on the other side, and we are going to come out on the other side of this. I mean, I have no doubt that it's going to happen. Right. But there's going to be a lot of problems in the meantime. But to look back and be like, wow, this is the point where we didn't think it was that fucked up, and it was really fucked up. You know what I mean? It's funny what you can take. But
yeah, but I mean, just think, I don't
go on.
have to go here. Like,
well, that's why we're here.
Like, the election night in 2016, when Donald Trump was elected, you're like, oh, this is going to be bad. Like, this is so fucking bad.
This is worse.
Like, I mean, I know he didn't make the pandemic, but there couldn't be a worse goddamn person in the planet to be in charge right now at this moment. Fuck that guy. Sorry.
What are you apologizing for? I mean, if Day was here, it would be something. It was, you know what? Hey, I can get in on this.
Just fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
I got my square.
Yeah.
What's up? This is like gangster right now. I got my Square Cafe hoodie. Pete's got his drug rug. I don't know what you're rocking, but
I got Joe's Bar from Ligonier.
I like it. I like it. But for real though, like, yeah, I do personally agree with you that there couldn't be a worse person or administration to handle this, because there is a reason we are the worst in the world, and we have like 3 epicenters that are the 3 biggest spots in the world, and they're all in the United States. There's a reason for this. I think Kate's either frozen or really into what I'm saying. Yeah, she's frozen. Yeah, like, I feel like, yeah, the federal response. The federal response has been that I got thrown off by Frozen Kate. Oh, there she is.
Whoa, this is wild.
Well, this is great.
Was it a bad one?
No, you're still frozen. Look up top. Oh, all right. You're on the phone now. So anyway, that's all. I can't think of a worse administration to run this because of the confusion, the lack of information. Go ahead, Pete. You talk. I got nothing to say.
No, I'm just laughing because of the Frozen Kate. It's weird.
Well, we had Frozen Kate and Frozen Snacks.
Right.
It was kind of perfect. I wish we could double square that.
Look at that. Like, when his chief does that, it's his global.
Yeah, we're rattling. Anybody got anything to add? I think we got some people here in the comments here. The pandemic was not caused by a virus. It was caused by Republicans. I'm with you, Kate. Yeah, it's like Elements Widow. What do you think about the Jose Andes proposal that restaurants be given money to handle food shortage mitigation?
I'm into that. I mean, I think that there's a number of social programs that have already started to work its way out. Allegheny Eats starting next month. Sort of a similar program where it's like, we're going to take these, we have talented chefs, we have kitchens everywhere, and we have a huge need, people are in need of food, bigger than it's ever been. So yeah, I think that there's a huge opportunity to like give people money so that we can just start feeding people. I mean, what the hell? That just makes 100 cents. I mean, 100% sense. I can't speak. Is that what does that make sense? Is that what he's talking about?
I think so. Question for you. Where was, up until he fell asleep on your couch, is that your couch right now? Where was the last place that Snacks slept? Let's wrap that and continue this conversation.
It was also the couch. I think I sent a picture over.
We have a great question here from Amanda Blair Kiernan. Is Frozen Kate available for pickup, or will she melt on the way home? And because she has the question of the night, I will remind everyone that's watching right now to check out Cards Unlimited's website, or check out the store while you can, and get on that. It is a perfect website for shopping for that amazing, eclectic, fantastic local purveyor of sales. Go to Cards Unlimited's website right now. So I see a picture of Snacks on a couch.
That's it.
That's the last place he took a nap?
He slept on that couch.
Dave, how was the voting on the couch? Who was in the lead on that?
Let's find out.
Did the tie ever break? Oh, Kate's bed ran away with it. Oh.
He takes up the whole bed, of course.
Okay, so they're not wrong in the fact that it happens. Has Snacks ever taken a nap in the backyard?
Oh, yeah.
But not in the cold?
Maybe. He loves the cold.
Does he sleep in the car?
All the time. All the time.
So these were all legitimate options here. So okay. So the four of you that picked the couch, good on you. and Kate's bed, that's okay, because I'm sure Snacks will be there tonight in where the magic happens. So anyway,
next week it's got to be where Snacks is pooping where he shouldn't.
So anyway, so that's it. I mean, I'm sorry everybody at home that we kind of vented, but this news was a little too much to not kind of discuss this and realize that this is affecting people that you might not realize. Like gyms are closed, in-person dining, alcohol sales, theaters, indoor gatherings are prohibited over 10 people, and I guess that's like your in-house family only. Outdoor gatherings of more than 50 people are prohibited. Capacity limits for businesses, 50% of capacity. Gyms are closed. Outdoor classes can continue, but all participants have to wear masks. The entertainment industry, basically you're screwed. All in-person business and entertainment industry serving the public within building or indoor defined areas closed. In-person extracurricular school activities, voluntary, sponsored, or approved by a school's entity, governing body, or administrator suspended. So that's closed. Youth sports are closed. They said paused instead of suspended.
Got a good question. Why can House of Worship not do online services? My guess is, Danielle, that you can't pass the collection plate.
Oh wow, Pete. Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Oh, come on. You're telling me the Catholic Church isn't all about the money. You gotta be shitting me if you're not. Like
I'm reading. I'm not even looking at you guys. I'm reading the numbers. I'm not like shaking my head at you. I'm like reading. Keep talking. Keep talking.
I wish that would have gone out.
Steelers. Are we still able to go to see the Steelers?
No, that's closed. That's finished.
That's close.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty much on the way out anyway. Like you could see how the numbers went from like 20% to 10%, and then that's it. So I think that's on there. Let me see what else we got here. We start here at the tip, BD top. Okay, in-person dining. We said that. Indoor gatherings and events, outside gatherings. Yeah. So there's no sports, but the sports can still play. Professional sports can still play, but no crowd, and they have to keep following the same guidelines. What else, Kate?
Salons, are they good?
Blondes?
Salons.
Oh yeah, they're not blondes. Yeah, they're great. I love blondes.
Can we still do blondes? No.
I think salons are still good, but they have to be at on like keep following all the regulations and keep it at like 50%. Let me double check here.
But the House of Worship thing, wasn't that just voted on by the Supreme Court? That they can stay open, so it's ridiculous.
Churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, and other places of congregation worship are specifically excluded from the limitations set forth during the above religious services. These institutions are strongly encouraged to find alternative methods for worship, as in-person gatherings pose a significant risk to participants at this time. While this is an incredibly difficult recommendation to make, particularly at this time of year, because obviously it's bigger for churches than restaurants and bars, this time of year, faith leaders must carefully weigh the health risks of their congregants given the immense amount of community spread of COVID-19. So
totally unbelievable.
Well, I'm
agreeing with all the comments.
well, because the virus does not see religion, does not see race, does not see, although it does affect minority communities a lot more, but it does not affect these things. So you see the stories. People that still said, "Screw it, I'm going to sing with my choir," and they all got it, and 3 of them died. You know what I mean? Like these things. The virus affects everyone differently. It's kind of BS, and I understand that. I'm all for it. Have your religion.
You know. Her in, Dave.
What's that? What's that, Pete?
Tressa's still there. Dave wants me to let you know that Tressa's still there if she wants to come in on part of the conversation.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, bring Tressa in.
Also, Pete, I think is that a whole poncho?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it has armholes.
I have the same fucking one, man.
Is it reversible?
I don't know, but I'm gonna wear it next week because. Oh my god!
Wow.
It's so
straight up drug rug. I love it.
All right, so we've got Tressa. Tressa, what happened to Don?
He was here. He'll be right back.
Okay. So we have Tressa's back to join us with this conversation, and we might even be graced with the presence of Don DiGiulio.
I mean,
cool.
He's approaching.
Cool. All right, great. So anyway, where were we? Outside of the drug rug that Pete and Kate both share.
Why would you want to be outside of the drug rug?
I mean, you could probably fit a couple other people in there. I mean, are you wearing pants right now, or is
that information?
No pants, nothing. Just air it out. You got the hood and it's on. Okay.
True.
Right.
Overrated.
Pandemic. I don't need pants in a pandemic.
It's not a pantsdemic. Oh. Bing, bang, boom. All right, no pants, just another drug rug. All right.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Okay, so anyway, where were we? Jump in, Tressa.
We were, Don and I were listening, just like nodding our heads like crazy, basically. I guess, with all you're talking about, and then shaking our heads as well. So the combo. I don't know if you want to share your experience. Yeah.
I was at work. I worked for Arsenal Litter House. I was at work when the news came down. So.
Let me ask you a question, Don, about that. Yeah. Did you have a feeling that this was coming?
Oh yeah.
So you guys were talking about it. So everybody knows. So you're an Arsenal Cider there. So you knew it was going to drop, right? Like everybody's been waiting for this thing to happen. And then it was supposed to happen Monday. And then there was a press conference on Tuesday. I haven't watched so much friggin' local. I'm hitting refresh on my phone on Twitter to see when this thing started. I'm trying to find the stream. Yeah. I'm watching friggin' Dr. Phil, waiting for this thing to chime in. And then it never comes. And then today they're just like, oh yeah, hey, here it is. Hey, take it easy. By the way, it was a false positive. I don't have COVID. I'll see you guys later.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank God he got a false positive. I don't want anyone to get this thing.
Of course.
Especially Wolf's a good guy, just not leading the right way here, in my opinion. But go on. Mm-hmm. So you guys found out about it at what, 4:00?
Mm-hmm. And my shift started at 4, and I didn't see pretty much anybody tonight.
Really?
I imagine I'm going to see a bunch of people tomorrow before midnight, and then we're going to take out only. Even though we have outdoor seating, it's too cold.
I mean,
fire pit going, but it's too cold.
How's as far as takeout goes at your place there? I mean, how is it regularly right now?
We're down, big time down. And as soon as the news came down, because the a majority of our business is the wholesale to bars and restaurants. And as soon as the news came down, 50% of the bars that placed orders canceled.
Ugh. Oh man.
So, and it's all stuff that's supposed to be delivered for like next week, and that's not happening now. So,
Merry
but
Christmas.
people, like the mask thing blows my mind that I still have to tell people to put masks on when they come in the door. But beyond that, people are generally been nice with all the restrictions, and it's been all right.
Danielle says Arsenal's doing it right. Great curbside system.
Ooh,
Woo, woo.
there you go. Well
Thanks,
done.
Danielle.
Danielle's also was only staring at the snacks picture while it was up in the corner and wasn't listening to a word anyone else was saying. But yeah,
So cute.
yeah, snacks is the show's mascot at this point. But anyway, she'll take all the snowbound cinnamon.
We're bottling it, Danielle, 750 milliliter bottles. You can order online.
Yeah, get the what's the website for Arsenal? Let's get that going there.
Arsenal.com.
There you
But
go.
yeah, but Don, I'm glad you chimed in. I'm glad you said that, because that's the other thing. We're talking about the restaurants who made these purchases. What about the people they're purchasing from? I mean, the ripple effect of this, it just goes on forever.
Yeah.
This is like a friggin' ecosystem. This is like, this is like the reverse of, like when they brought those wolves in Yosemite or whatever, when they brought the wolves back and like everything like exploded with awesomeness and like a million new animals came and flowers and everything. This is the reverse. This is just taking all that shit away. So all that's left is like a porta potty. That's essentially it. And Pete in a drug rug with his thumb out. I'd pick you up, Pete. But yeah, it's like that's the other thing we don't think about. It goes all the way down. So yeah, it's just shitty. I mean, what's the answer? I mean, I didn't run for office, so I don't have to come up with it. But
I mean, if there was something to like sustain, just to get us to another place where it was safe. I mean, nobody wants to be working right now when it's not safe. Like, that sucks.
Right.
that's the other thing. You're putting yourself. I mean, you're essentially a frontline worker at that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're an essential worker. But like that said, quick question for Don: how does it work if you want to fill your growlers at Arsenal?
Good question, Amanda. Right now, we are allowed to do refills. So make sure your growler's clean when you bring it in, and we also dunk it in some sanitizing solution before we fill it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question that Kate, Don, guys might be able to help with this for me. This is like I'm curious about. I know Pennsylvania's got some antiquated liquor laws, right? It's a to put it mildly, okay. As far as to-go cocktails, to-go mixed drinks, to-go that kind of thing, how easy is that to kind of pull that off for bars, restaurants, stuff like that? Is that legal now? Because I know it was just 6-packs before, or growlers.
Yeah, so for us, we have a limited winery license, so we weren't doing cocktails to go.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like growler refills and bottles, but that's it.
But Kate, how does that work with other restaurants that are doing that? I mean, have you talked to people that are, because I think like, I mean, okay, so here's an example. When I went to what's that butter joint, right? To get and we did like takeout, and I got 2 cocktails, right? That just happened to be whatever cocktails that they had there to go, and I felt like I was on vacation. I had forgotten what it was like to have a cocktail mixed by a fucking bartender, right? Which wasn't just like a shitload of bourbon and then like maybe like some ice, like which is what like me like mixing a drink, or like the tequila and watermelon. Like that's it for me. Like that's the extent. But to have like something mixed right was awesome, and I feel like they should. Everybody with a liquor license, any kind of liquor license, should be able to fucking sell drinks to go right now. Like, throw a bone here if you're doing everything to take out. Is that a thing, or are you still not allowed to do other things?
No, you can still do takeout cocktails. It just has to be pickup only. The thing is, though, you're looking. I mean, what's hard at the bars? Like if you're going to pick up a burger from, like, or like think about something like Christina just chimed in. I mean, Kingfly, they have a small food program, but they're a like food centric place. So
we're actually going to feature Kingfly tomorrow on the show. We're going to have their batch to go cocktails. Dave Bracey, Dave, and myself are going to have them, and they are having a thing where they switched it to you can kind of like tell their bartender what you like, and they will customize you to go cocktails.
If you need me to chime in, I can be a part of that. I can definitely participate if you need me to be there. But
all right, I'll make some calls.
The to-go cocktail thing, if you drink cocktails, they're still like you said, it's a completely different. And you forget how great that is, right?
And how much of a pain in the ass it is to try to make that. Like when you're not, you know what I mean? Like to try to do it yourself. It's like following a friggin' recipe that you don't, I'm shaving this, I'm doing this, I'm going to light something on fire. Why? You know what I mean? Like that's it. It just doesn't make sense.
I kind of want to watch you light something on fire, Patrick.
Well, that was last Friday. I almost did. The matches are still
but I
next
want
to
to see
me.
you try to light an alcoholic beverage on fire.
Just try to just watch that, like my Everclear amaretto sour recipe that just knocks them on their ass.
I think you need to know Flaming Pepper Jordan.
Flaming Pepper Jordan. Oh my God, that would be good. That would be feisty and delicious. But we got to work on that. Yeah. But that's it. Yeah. It's just crazy. So they're cooler on the to-go liquors, right? To-go beverages, stuff like that. So I mean, that's something. That's literally a crumb. That's not even a bone. But
was it the Arsenal Distillery? Aren't they just floating around Lawrenceville and like the Strip District? They have like a truck, like a bus or something. Has anyone seen that?
Here's what's crazy. Like watching that footage, I'm probably the older guy now. No, if you look at that, like Tom Cruise is way younger than I am right now. Like I'm probably like that old guy that kills himself. Sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Cocktail when Elizabeth Shue shows up. But there you go. I'm like you look at these shit, I'm like, wow, I'm older than fucking.
Yeah.
It was hard for me when I was older than Rocky, but then it's been easier ever since. I'm like, I'm older than Rocky.
Yeah.
I had to bring up Rocky again because Tressa did earlier, and honestly, I bring it up every night anyway.
I mean, yeah.
We were talking about how you, me, and Mancedo were warming up in Big Love with the Rocky IV soundtrack playing as we ran around all the sand at Open Stage.
That's right.
Oh shit, man!
Towards the fire at the top of our lungs.
That was good, man. Yeah. Dave had a hernia. Dave got a hernia at that show. Look, that's it. That's us right there.
That's totally.
That's actually footage from Big Love.
A broken rib too. I had a broken rib. I was in a car crash. Broken rib, a hernia.
And he lost his job because he was the delivery guy at the time. So he totals his car, driving back to get to a rehearsal early. Oh Christ, that was a fun time. That was good times. Dave, remember you were in that neck immobilizer on a board, getting put in an ambulance? Yeah, good times. So let's talk about the Hippie Shake, which is a cocktail reference to anyone not there. Got a Hidden Harbor drink last week and took a walk while sipping. There you go. Dave Wilson.
That's a good thing. I mean, in the summertime, I definitely did that a few times. Just take a nice walk, have a little cocktail, put my mask back on. It's great. It's really nice. Here's
something that irks me about people not wearing masks outdoors right now. It's fucking cold. It warms up your face. It's a great thing. You know what I mean? Sarah said it's great she doesn't get windburn. Sarah Daddario. You know what I mean? It's amazing, right?
Yeah, on a cold day, if I go for a run, it's nice to have the mask on, you know.
Totally agree.
You got no excuse but being a dick at this point.
Oh man, there's so many people on the Millville Trail that just like make me crazy every time I go for a run. I just avoid any peak times now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
My 2-year-old wears a mask. You know what I mean? When we go for walks, it's like I don't understand any of this.
Oh,
shit.
I see groups of people, like 6, 8 people, 10 people running together, none of them wearing masks. I'm like, this isn't a family run. Like, this is clearly like a running group. And
all right, the irks me. The two super irks. I've talked about this before. The mask wearing super irks of mine is here. I just happen to have one handy here. Okay, so it's like this, where it's like, you're about to see this, and hold on a second. Hello. Yeah. Okay, I'm just having a phone call around with other people around. Or it's like they come in to talk to you, and they're like, "Hey, so check this out. You'll never believe what just happened." And I'm like, "Are you? Why? Why are you fucking wearing like? Okay, you're wearing a mask when you're away from people, but when you go to talk to them, you pull it down and get like right up in their shit. I don't get it. Don't come in for a hug. Don't come in for a hug.
Don't come in for a hug.
I like Dave Wilson's comment there. The mask lets you know when you have bad breath.
Oh yeah, dude, that's real.
It's always
that is very real to know when you have bad breath. That's been an eye opener. And I don't drink coffee, so I got no excuse. It's just
coffee?
No, I don't do caffeine.
Yeah.
I don't do caffeine at all, really.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like a.
Hair.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Martin's comment about you don't have to pluck your chin hairs.
Oh, nice, Maureen. That's right.
True.
That's good. I don't either.
No. That's another thing.
I did shave today.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. No, that's a thing like you're saying about cocktail when you realize that you're the older bartender. The chin hair thing is when I realize I'm also the older bartender.
Oh yeah, really?
It's an age thing. Oh yeah.
It's okay. But you know what though? You watch these things, like I watch the Goonies, and those kids are still older than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I watched it, I'm like, they're still like older than me. I'm still looking up to like Brand on his little little bike. You know what I mean? He's working out. He's got his what's that shit called? The bull worker, or what's that called? I don't know. With the thing where it's tied to the thing by chunk and guys. Yeah, that's it. I would right now today I would totally dress like Mouth. I would wear a Purple Rain t-shirt and a members only jacket. Like I still look up to those guys.
Yeah.
The 20-something in these days.
Yeah, it's back.
It's back.
What is?
And she was 20 years old. She was wearing a t-shirt from Stoney. I said, "I love Springsteen." She said, "Who?"
Oh man, it's a weird. Yeah. We're living in a weird world. It's a weird and crazy time. Like on the Oscars last year when Eminem showed up and did like "Lose Yourself," and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, is this like the VMAs in like '98?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is this happening now? And why am I excited? And then it's like you realize, like, oh, old motherfuckers are really jabbing on this, and like 20-year-olds are like, who's that?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, does he know The Weeknd? But anyway, that's all. Let's just stick with COVID and not get into age.
No, please no.
No problem.
But anyway. So anyway, we can wrap the show and continue this conversation offline. But if anybody has any questions, please chime in. As a reminder, if you're still watching the show, tomorrow we've got a great show. Natalie Besavenga is going to do a great 5 minutes with. It'll be a surprise who it is because I don't know who it is yet. Dave Bracey is going to be talking about local brews, especially King Fly's To Go cocktails. We're going to be talking about them, reviewing them, get that rolling. And Reed, tell them about Reed.
Reed Connolly and the Con Artists are going to be here. He's going to be here with Elliot Sussman. I think they're going to play some music, talk about the new record, the holiday tunes. And,
that's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave. Thank you for the Goonies reference. Did anybody else not get that?
I got it. I can actually hear him saying it. Like
okay. Sloth or Dave Wilson?
Dave Wilson.
Okay, you could hear him rocking the sloth. That was what Lyle Alzado, or no, that wasn't Lyle Alzado. It was Banaszak. John Banaszak, the guy played for the Raiders, was Sloth in that. They had a reunion. They had a Goonies reunion. What's his name? The guy that plays Olaf. What's his name? The Book of Mormon guy.
Was it Joseph?
No.
No.
No Goonies.
No, he said Book of Mormon.
Oh.
Yeah, the guy from the original cast of Book of Mormon.
No.
It's Josh Gad. He wants to see you.
He was Olaf.
Yeah, in the Frozen's.
Frozen's. He was in Frozen's, and he was also in the Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Josh Gad.
Josh Gad. Sorry, I couldn't hear. Yeah. So Josh Gad brought them all back together for a reunion, and brought all the goodies back together. And I would watch it if I was you, because it was like, it brought me so much joy during this COVID time. It happened like 4 months ago, where it was just like dark and like long, and there were stories that were fucking hysterical. That came out, and at the end, apparently Richard Donner, the director, like loved all the kids but hated working with all the kids. Like hated and couldn't wait to get off the set and be done with it, just to rest. He was going to go to his house in like Maui or wherever his house was, in like Hawaii somewhere. And so they all said goodbyes, and Spielberg flew on a private jet the entire cast of kids, so they were at his house in Maui when he got there. So when he walked in the door, all the kids were there like partying at his house.
Oh, that's good. That's
great.
And they have less money than Jeff Bezos made in the last 15 minutes. Last 2 minutes. What am I talking about? Son of a bitch made billions. There's probably a drone outside my house because I said his name 3 times like Beetlejuice. Speak. Oh man, this is great. Who sent this?
Who is that?
Dave?
That's just the reunion. That's the cast reunion shot.
Did you just Google a random Halloween party? I'm like looking at everybody's face to see if I know anybody. We don't know any of these people, do we? Mama Fratelli's pretty great in that picture. I think Mama Fratelli's my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, Short Round, okay. I mean, not Short Round, Data. Sorry, same character, but different kind of things there. That's pretty good. I mean, who'd they leave out? Plimpton. Where's Martha Plimpton? Where's Mouth? This is not what I thought. This is not what I signed up for. Dave, you better Google a better group of friends there. Jason wanted to let us know that the Nutcracker is streaming, and you can buy DVDs until January 4th. The Westmoreland Ballet Nutcracker. Okay, there you go. You're not Clark Griswold yet. You sure about that, Dave? I'm kind of. There you go. There's Mouth.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Chunk. Chunk looks amazing.
It does look amazing.
This is good doing this here. All right, y'all talk amongst yourselves here. I had to pull up a picture of me as Clark Griswold because I was that for Halloween about 3 years ago. It lives. I got a members only jacket and the whole thing. Eileen was Christy Brinkley. She was secretly pregnant at the time, and I was pouring out her beers all over town. Oh. Look, there it is. Look, there's me.
Yeah.
As Clark Griswold, apparently, and in the late 70s, in a library, talking to a serial killer. Anyway, so we're gonna wrap things up here. We can keep the chatter going in house here if you guys want. But thank you all for watching. We talked a lot about mask wearing and stuff. It goes back a long ways. I mean, speaking of 80s movies, I mean, you wouldn't know this, but in The Princess Bride, okay, they were talking about mask wearing in that movie.
Why you wearing a mask? Were you going to acid or something like that?
Oh no, it's just they're terribly comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future.
Didn't realize that, did you? Yeah. And another thing, Liam Neeson, big proponent of masks.
Wear a mask.
Cuts the visibility.
I already know what you look like.
And don't. I mean, we were talking about this earlier, you know, because Michael Keaton's up for the thing, but Bane from the Batman movies.
Give me that pie.
What are you doing?
Don't make me hurt you. Just give me that pie.
That's how Kate got that pie.
Oh shit! I hope Holt's watching right now. Man, that got me. Dave, you are a master. You're a master. You're a master. Anyway, but Batman does have tips for mask wearing.
Now, how many of you?
That's true.
Oh, there's dozens. I'd rather not say exactly.
Men who haven't seen daylight in 3 months.
Police officers who
What a dickhead.
3 months.
Dial it back, officer. The situation is unprecedented. Let's
Dial
move
it
away
back,
from this
Jordan.
location and then call it in.
Right, let's go.
We'll take it from here. You stay and look after these folks.
Oh, shit. Okay. As a reminder, also, thanks for putting that up, Dave. Liza with the Tree is going to be streaming tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Well, hopefully you're watching our show. But if you're not watching our show, I hope you're watching Schwab Potter, Liza with the Tree, streaming tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Okay, so forget about the rest of all that shit that I was talking about. I was on a roll, and then it just turned into hilarity. But Sally Wiggin always kind of sends us home here.
When I walk out and there's someone without a mask and they come too close to me, I'm just racked with fear, and then I want to punch them in the face.
Never gets old.
She's right.
It does. Yeah.
Never gets old. And if it's your first time watching us and you want to see that clip again, tune in tomorrow. We're right around between the hours of 9 and 9:40, because at some point in that clip, we're going to run that again.
You guys are going to be drinking, so tomorrow could be 10:30, 11.
Oh, God. Well, the last time, the night that Day went on the tequila trip, it was a late show.
On the tequila trip.
Well, we all did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, whatever, man. It was a nice talking night. We're living our lives. This is like the friggin' Truman Show. We're basically living our lives here. This is the only contact I have with the outside world. Literally, I've watched friggin' these Christmas movies and Disney movies. I'm losing my mind. I have them all memorized. Hey, did you guys, anybody watch the Grinch musical, the live musical they had from Canada the other day?
No.
Yeah, they could have used, choreography, direction, lighting, sound, and composition. But other than that, they were really flat. It was horrible. But now I've watched it 4 times. I'm starting to like it. Because I'm serious. Like, Pepper wants to watch this shit. She says the real Grinch. She wants to watch the real Grinch. So we watch that. Old school Grinch is the original, and then new Grinch is the new cartoon. That's how we rock it over here. It's Christmas.
Even Pepper refuses to recognize the Jim Carrey version.
Yeah, she's not into it. I think it's it might be scary for her, because he's kind of he overacts so much. She's like, I don't want to. This is going to ruin everything for me for acting in general, because it's going to be, Hammond. I hated his Joe Biden. I hated Jim Carrey's Joe Biden. I like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I thought it was terrible. I don't know. I loved what's the guy that did it before him? Woody Harrelson was great, but before him, like years ago, the guy that did it like 4 years ago, I forget the actor's name. That's messed up, Dave. Dave, is that you?
Desktop right now. That's just.
Dave, is that you in a costume? Is it with a mask? I know you get into Halloween. That's a body painted Grinch.
Yeah.
Was that from the ER room? Is that latex?
That's as creepy as the Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's Halloween 2021, baby.
Well, you got your COVID, but your COVID muscles are working right now, Dave. Dave, let's see your face. Come on here and show yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see you a little bit here.
Yeah.
Best. There he is.
Oh, well.
This is what happens when we go over an hour and a half on the show. You have to show your face, Dave. That buys us
There's a
time.
lot of pressure to be up here with your face on the screen all the time. It's much easier just to not be on the screen. Respect.
He is in a cave.
What?
I said I'm happy he's living in a cave now.
Oh, Dave is in a cave. What's funny is you should be happy that the lights are off, because you don't want to see that room. No, I'm serious. He's got an Apple IIe computer behind him as a backup, and that is the most modern, cleanest thing in that room. Like hands down, if you, like to see that in the light of day is like you're better off with just that one little dot in the back that looks like it's a tunnel, that it looks like it's like a big giant room that goes a long distance when it's really just. What is that, Dave?
It's a light switch. It's got a mirror on it. It's a fancy light switch. That's his mirror. You want to hear? I'll turn on.
No. We don't. No, don't. Okay.
Oh, it's happening. There it is.
That's so great. I'm ready. I'm ready. I can almost hear like Luke Skywalker being like 3PO, 3PO. We're in the trash compactor. 3PO. Get us out of here.
Tour right now of the mess.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow. All right. Okay. It's getting real. Oh. So we had Frozen Kate. Now we got Slight Delay Kate.
This is wild. This is also like, what the fuck?
This is what happens when people stop giving a shit after 9:30. But on a 1 hour show, we've gone past the point of relevancy. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. You don't have to watch anymore. The show's over. Don't forget to vote at togetherpgh.com/vote for Michael Keaton versus Kurt Angle. Tressa, Don, where do you fall in the Michael Keaton versus Kurt Angle showdown?
220, 221, whatever it takes.
Is that your favorite?
Okay.
The Keaton's from my hometown, the Keys Rock, so Keaton all the way.
What's your favorite Keaton movie?
All right, here's the thing. I tend to be a little more nostalgic. So I hold true with Mr. Mom because I grew up watching that movie. Hence 220 to 21. Like,
Got that.
I think if I had to I just kind of stop with that, you know? And I'm like, that's my thing.
Fun fact. That 220, whatever it takes was improvised by not Michael Keaton, but who's the guy that plays the boss that he punches out? Spoiler alert. Martin Mull. Martin Mull told him to do that.
Really?
Martin Mull said, "Why don't you just say 220, 221, whatever it takes?" And Keaton went and made it his own, like added a little bit to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like made it, you know, Keaton centric, but that's where it came from. Little fun fact. Okay. Love that movie. Don.
Yeah. So in my opinion, he's the best Batman, but my favorite Keaton movie is Johnny Dangerously.
Oh, it's so good. Fargan Ice Holes.
Fargan Ice Holes.
I love Johnny Dangerously.
Yeah.
And when I got up
Oh, yeah.
once.
No,
Oh,
come on.
you shouldn't hang me on a hook, Johnny. My sister hung me on a hook once, and then the door closes with him on it. Yeah, I love that. So here's the funny thing about that movie. I saw that movie long before I ever saw the movies that was based on. Right, all the old Jimmy Cagney movies and everything, Angels with Dirty Faces, the Roaring Twenties, which is like the bulk of that. They even have clips from the Roaring Twenties in that movie. Like Dom DeLuise is the Pope. Dom DeLuise for no reason. Hey, I'm the Pope. Just like for no reason. Yeah, Johnny Dangerously is an underappreciated classic. I think that is that's kind of like what Midnight Run is to the De Niro canon. I think Johnny Dangerously is to the Michael Keaton canon. All right. Kate, what about you? Michael Keaton movie favorite?
You know, I feel like it's Mr. Mom. I feel the same way, nostalgic for that. Like, that's it. But I completely forgot about Johnny Dangerously. So, Mr. Mom.
I was gonna ask Pete. Pete, what about you?
Batman.
Great answer. Good answer. It's not like that. I loved Gung Ho. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I loved Gung Ho. I mean, Birdman was great. I can't not. I basically I can't. I don't think I can pick the one because I'm stuck somewhere between your guys two. You know what I mean? Mr. Mom and Johnny Dangerously were the ones that I watched. Night Shift, Tommy Amoeba, absolutely. That's what made him a star. Ron Howard went to bat for him to get that role, and that's how he got it. That's how he got his start. That's how Michael Keaton got his start.
Quotes, and you know, like within my family, every day we're quoting movies. Mr. Mom there's a bunch of them that just make their way into our canon. But my sister and I, night shift, went prostitution. Pros are okay, just moving tit. I think we all know what that means. And shun into shun all the time. Anyway.
It's so good. And how about Fonzie?
Yeah.
You know, Winkler. Winkler's doing his thing there too. Multiplicity, Jason. Yeah, that is a great one. That's another underappreciated thing. Before, everybody was doing the triple, like, you know, you're 5 people in the Matrix shit at the same time. I like pita. I talked about this once before on the show. Nobody got that reference. Yeah, like it was just genius. The TTF line in Multiplicity, the tuck tuck fold, with the how to make the sandwich when you put it in the TTF. Keaton's, and honestly, Michael Keaton is like that. Like what you want him to be in real life, he is. It's pretty. He's pretty much awesome. Yeah, I don't know if I can pick a favorite, but I mean, honestly, I thought he was robbed in Birdman. You know what I mean? I thought he should have got the Oscar for that. I think he felt like he should. Who won the Oscar that year? Who beat him out? I don't know. How's that pie, Kate?
Oh, girl.
That cherry pie?
I'm just like pumping diabetes over here. No big deal.
Well, I would slow it down until we get this all figured out.
Yeah.
But
This pie is good.
that pie is great. Actually, I'm gonna try to get some of that vinegar pie tomorrow. I mean, like I want all the pies that they have. I want all the pies. But yeah, that vinegar pie is something special. Anyway, yeah. So like Keaton movies, that's good. I mean, am I leaving any out? I mean, I had the big ones. I mean, what else is he? I mean, he's great in everything that he's in. He's really good in that Spider-Man movie.
RoboCop.
What a dick. Honorable mention, The Other Guys. Okay.
When he speaks in TLC lyrics, don't take them more faults. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
You know what's a great movie? Dream Team.
Dream Team.
Peter Boyle.
Oh, God.
That's a good. That's
Christopher
a good movie.
Lloyd.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Pacific Heights.
Pacific Heights.
The Other Guys was great. Well, he went serious and clean and sober. Didn't really hit, but that was like a legitimate drama movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
I'm trying
Founder?
to. The Founder? What are you just going to his IMDb page?
No.
Is that what you're doing right now? Are you just like literally like Googling Michael Keaton movies and just going to start like rattling shit off?
That would be cheating, Patrick.
That's what you're doing. You son of a bitch. Oh, yeah, you did. All right, yeah. I thought so.
But The
So
Founder
cool.
was good. I like The Founder. That was a good movie.
Yeah, Pittsburgh based. I mean, that's a Pittsburgh guy. Didn't get the hype, and now like I wonder if he's got any movies coming out because everybody's going straight to like HBO Max, Amazon Prime, Netflix, because movies aren't really going to movie theaters anymore. They stop. I mean, I don't know how much longer they're going to hold off the James Bond premiere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be like 2023, I guess. They're just going to keep on kicking that can. What's going to be crazy is if you wait too long on these like big budget action movies, the tech is going to get so much better in like those 3 years, so your shit's going to look dated. I ever think about that? Like, if you look at the old Superman movies with Christopher Reeves, which I think are superior to the new Superman movies, just because of like charm and talent and Gene Hackman, but they look like, if you look at the CGI to where it is, they look old, and you can almost see the film rolls changing behind him while he's flying. You know what I mean? Like, he's obviously a backlit movie screen behind him while he's like flying around. There's not even like strings and shit. Do you think that like the Avengers movies are going to look like that in 5-10 years? Like, we're going to look back on that shit? I mean, because those are pretty impressive. Anyway, 9:55. Time to say goodnight to Jed and all my friends. We're going to sign off on this one. We're going to end this show. Thank you very much for watching. We already played Sally Wiggin, so the only thing left to do, Dave, is play whatever you want. fucking Holt, man. That was from Monk. That was from Monk. That was from the TV show Monk. Holt was on the show. Holt was on the show on his birthday, and we did like clips from like his best movies, and we did a couple of like legit like Fight Club and some of the other things that he had done, and then we ended with that from like Good Night, Mr. Monk episode or something.
Well,
And
when you go back around the cave, that episode's about pie.
what'd you say, Don? Oh,
I said, bring it back to cake. That episode is about a pie.
it is about a pie. It is. That is actually man. You guys have been watching this shit. You have been binging on some TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised Monk was like legit. I didn't get into Monk when it was on, but there's like legit actors and legit plot lines and legit stories.
Yeah.
Must have been like Columbo in his day. Anyway, didn't he do the voice for the animation films too? I don't know what we're talking about.
I think you're talking about Michael Keaton.
Oh, he was the voice of Ken in Toy Story 3. I watch cartoons now, Kate. I watch cartoons.
Did you mention Beetlejuice? I don't think we mentioned Beetlejuice.
We didn't mention Beetlejuice, for fuck's sake. He's amazing in Beetlejuice. And obviously...
Thanks, Siri. Good one, Siri.
You put it in the GIF. It's in the GIF. Dave, run the GIF and we're going to wrap the show. Run the GIF for the Jagoff poll.
What,
Just
the
to show-
overnight one? Which
Yeah,
one?
the one for
for tomorrow
for the overnight for Keaton versus Kurt Angle, gold medalist with a broken neck, legit before he went.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, we got there's Beetlejuice, there's Mr. Mom in that, there's Batman obviously, there's him from there's Night Shift. It's all good. You know, he was on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood too. He worked in behind the scenes on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and was in a couple episodes too. Where did Snacks last nap? That was good. We'll find out next week where Snacks took a poop when you come back for What Kate Ate on Thursday. Sorry we ran long, folks, but it's part of this is like we're trying to have a sense of community going, and I haven't talked to these fools in a long time, so it's good to see everybody and catch up.
And we love the comments.
Yeah. Thank you, and thank you guys for chiming in. Dave, Tommy, Jason, Amanda, Maureen, everybody else that was in on this here, like that chimed in tonight. Thank you very much. And Danielle, of course. And that's it. All right, so that's it. That's the show. Pete's going to have Pete tomorrow for a surprise. Pete's going to turn his drug rug inside out to show you the reversible side. So you're going to want to tune in for that.
Working all day. Maybe I'll pick up a new one.
Pete buys them. Pete buys them on the street, social distancing as he does in the Strip District from a purveyor right there on the corner there on Liberty Avenue, or is it Penn?
Penn.
Yeah, it's Penn. My fault. I get confused sometimes. You wouldn't be doing much sales on Liberty in that corner there unless you're selling some ass. So anyway, thank you all very much. We'll be back tomorrow night. Stay safe. Wear your masks. Wash your hands. Keep your social distancing. And seriously, get takeout and tip your takeout. Tip on your takeout. Tip well.
Tip well.
Tip more than you would on your bar tab. That's right. Tip. Kate's going to do that number on your old brajol. On the old brajol.
Yeah.
That's what she was doing, pounding that brajol. You don't want her to do that to you and yours. All right, we're gonna run the credits. I already sat back, and don't forget hot cocoa bombs at Square Cafe.
Cocoa bomb.
Cocoa bombs, everybody. That's where you can get them. It's the only spot. They're hot. Sarah's is sold out.
And that sweatshirt you had on.
Oh yeah, check this thing out, man. This is legit.
Good looking.
This is all right. Check this out. They got the good graphics here. Square Cafe, and on the back it's got a Square Cafe. If I turn around, the whole setup's gonna fall. My whole London Bridge is gonna fall down. I'm literally wired in here, like I got wires on both sides of me. I'm literally trapped in like I'm in a photo booth. Yeah, I'm in that, but imagine like 6 more wires because I got more lights. Put that back up, Dave. Yeah, check this out. This is literally my setup where I'm working from here right now. There's a TV tray, a lap. There's a cup holder. Yeah, but it doesn't hold cups. It's such a fucking jip. It would only hold like a sippy cup. Like it's literally too. It's too small for a. It's too small for a can of beer. It's too small for a cup. It's like a juicy cup or something. What? I got it. I'm looking at it and showing you, like I'm pointing you, like you can see. Dave, bring that back. Dave's just like not happy right now.
It's past my bedtime. I go
There it is. There it is.
Wait, where did you get this, babe?
Amazon.
You just have it
I gave Jeff.
hanging around?
I gave Jay Bezos. That's where he got those billions, man. Me.
Yeah.
I bought this. I put in TV tray in the search engine. I bought a TV tray. I bought that little light. That's my whole setup. I have a microphone now. That's the only thing that's new there.
It's so stylish in your house, and then this little TV tray.
What did you want me to get? A mid-century modern hand-carved Frank Lloyd Wright edition fucking TV tray? They didn't even have TVs then, Kate. When Falling Water was built, Kaufman wasn't watching TV. He was having a fire and having, Louis Armstrong come over and play. I don't know about Louis Armstrong, but maybe it was what's that other guy's name? Susanna, Camptown Ray, Stephen Foster. That was after that too, but that was the 80s, 1800s. I mean, not 80s. Man, this show should have ended a while ago. God, well, hey, thank you all. I can't say goodbye again. Pete's already checked out. He's looking at more Michael Keaton movies. Thank you all for watching, and thanks for chiming in. We'll be back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. And don't forget to check out the YINZ Are Good podcast at your leisure. The new one drops this Sunday. Thanks,
Monday.
guys. Okay. I thought you said Sunday.
Monday.
All right. Hey, it could be Monday, it could be Sunday. The point is, you don't know.
That's
you
right.
don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's good. It's good. And Serrano's got the discs. I'll see you guys.
Night, guys.
Bye. Hey.
Dave for next time.
She's muted. And you can hear it sounds like Snacks is at her house.
Oh.
It's like a teepee. It's like a peat pea. Like a teepeat.
Staying
Eventually we'll get the show to an hour, folks. Thanks for sticking around. Or if you just opened other windows on your laptop and kept this one open, that's why you hear my voice. Show's over.